Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone are doing good and safe. Thanks all for joining our session. Let me introduce myself. This is Gayatri Nagamanikam. Currently, I am working in Cognizant as a senior associate. I am having 9+ years of experience in Microsoft technologies like .NET and SharePoint. For the past years, I am working with Microsoft Teams. Today, I will share a brief overview about what is Microsoft Graph and why it is important to use. What are all the new features that are released in MS Build 2020 and how you can start with Microsoft Graph in your application. I have listed the agenda for my session: Graph Introduction, Explorer, PowerShell, Postman Collection, and Graph Toolkit. What is Microsoft Graph? It is the Microsoft 365 data, which is fabric of all your data, which describes the patterns of productivity, identity, and security in an organization, which can be accessed through set of tools like Postman, Graph Explorer, which you enable to build application that will integrate with Microsoft 365. When it comes to individual users, in day-to-day life, we deal with conversation, sending mail messages, files, and the list goes on. And in case of organization, Microsoft is connected with all the Office 365 plus Windows 10 and enterprise mobility and security. It's our primary responsibility to protect our organization data. So it does not cross boundaries across organizations unless until if you did not give consent to access it. So if we don't have a permission, then we cannot access it. Here I have placed this sample screenshot how it will ask when you want to access to read your organization data. For example, here I have placed the screenshot of read your profile, and you can give the consent on behalf of organization. Only the global admin can able to provide consent if you want to access the data on behalf of MS Graph. Next, we will see about list of tools available for developers and IT pros. We have interfaces, SDKs, and UX components. In MS Build 2020, Microsoft has announced a new version of Graph Explorer. Let me show you a quick demo of Graph Explorer. So in the interest of time, I have already logged in with my credentials. Otherwise, you will get a sign in with Microsoft button here. So once I logged in with user credential, in this new version, you can able to see the access token. So once the user is signed in, we can able to see the access token over here. If you click on the settings, you can able to change the theme. If you don't like the light theme, then you can change it to dark. And we have full list of permission which we want to use it in Microsoft Graph. For example, if you want to create an Office 365 group, then you may look for a group permissions. I have already registered an app in Azure AD, so I have provided some consent to my group, so it has been consented. For example, I'm going to run the get my profile API. So we have a list of methods available, and we have currently two versions of APIs that are supported in Graph Explorer, beta and version 1.0. So beta version may or may not change. So if you are using it for production, then I would recommend to go with version 1.0. And in this new version, we have a modify permission tab. Suppose if you want to, if you are running any query, this permission, this tab, what it does, like it will automatically display all the required permission level. So if you want to read my profile, so I need all these permissions to be granted. So I have already provide consent to this. Otherwise, we have a button called consent. You have to click on that consent and you can able to provide consent over here. And we have another new feature called adaptive cards. Suppose if your query has an adaptive card, I'm going to run this query to show the adaptive card. So if your query has the adaptive code feature available, then it will display over here. Otherwise, it will simply show the adaptive code is not available for the given query. And we have code snippets. So with this feature, we don't have to go and search for the Microsoft article. Okay, I'm going to use this graph API. So what is the level of what is the code I need to use it? So the Microsoft graph here itself, we can able to find it, and we can easily implement this endpoint in our application by using different programming languages. Suppose if you are comfortable with C#, then go ahead with it. So if you like scripting, then go ahead with JavaScript. It's purely depends on your wish. In Graph Explorer, Microsoft has introduced advanced query capabilities in the directory objects like users and group. I'm going to show few examples. So we have already so for example, I'm going to get the users count. So this API is currently available in beta. So it's beta version, and I'm going to count the users in my organization, and I'm going to select the display name and ID of the user, and I'm going to search the display name which starts with QUE, and I'm going to order by display name. To for dollar search and count to be worked, we need to give in the request header. We have to add the key called consistency level eventual. You may get a question like why should we add this key, and what is the eventual consistency. Azure Activity Directory stores multiple copies of data to handle the large volume and provide high availability of your data. Suppose if when data is updated, then changes will be eventually applied to all your data. If you want to use dollar session dollar count, then you have to add this query. Suppose if we did not add this query, then this query will be unsupported. For example, when you add a user in Azure AD, we have to wait for all the copies to be updated in search to search and count them. So I'm going to run this query. So we'll see the response. See, so in my organization, I have 3 users count, which starts with a display name like QUE, and I ordered by a display name. Next, we'll see about in this build. Microsoft has announced a new feature API for creating a chat message in a channel, but it is not supported in application permission level. It is only supported in delegated. So this is the API. I'm going to so this is my team. So I'm going to create a chat message in this channel. So we need to create this, we need to use post method. And here I have used the team ID and group ID both are same. For Teams Office 365 group is the base. And here I have mentioned my channel ID. And I'm going to create a simple message. I'm going to create a conversation. Welcome to Graph Session. And you can find the group ID if you go to for easily you can find the group ID over here. If you navigate to the admin center, manage teams, and click, it will display all the teams which are available in your organization. So if you click on, for example, I named my team as CTS, and you can able to find the team ID over here. So this is my team ID for this team. Let me post the message. Yeah, it has been created. Let's see whether I got this conversation in my team. Say welcome to Graph Session. And we have another API which is to retrieve the files and folders. So for once you created a team, we have a SharePoint site available. If you click on files, so I have attached some sample CSV file over here. I'm going to retrieve this file by using Graph API. So this API is released newly as part of Build. So here's the same thing. We need to pass the team ID and channel ID. And in the last, we have to append the files folder. So I'm going to run this query. So actually forget request body is now tracker. It will not take if I give also. Okay, so it has been displayed. We will go back to the slide. What is Microsoft Graph API? It is a unified REST API. With this API, we can access all the Microsoft 365 services. So we have to remember https graph.microsoft.com. With this API, we can able to access users, SharePoint, Teams, Planner, etc. So one endpoint and one token, we can able to access all the Office Microsoft 365 resources. We have more authentication methods or APIs are coming soon, and some APIs are in preview. Here I have listed some get and post methods and the respective path and payload of those methods. So with this method, we can able to list all the authentication methods and reset password methods. Next, we'll see about dynamic group membership APIs. Group membership APIs allows you to define membership rules. Maybe you can refer it later if I share the slide. So it allows users to create a request and it a request for a specific group. You can able to use this method and the group owner may approve or reject this request. These APIs are coming soon in Graph. And unified ORBAC API is also coming soon, which will list all the role definitions and role assignments. For more information, you can refer the below link. Next, we'll see about granular permissions for Graph API. Initially, we have for group we have only group.read.all or group.readWrite. Now it has been splitted into the multiple granular levels. For example, if we want to use only channel creation, then we can use channel.create. So we can go ahead with the least level of permissions initially. So these are all the some APIs which is generally available and in preview in Microsoft Teams. Sending channel messages. Just now I show the demo how to send the channel messages and get the files and folders for a particular channel. And in preview, read channel messages and activity. So the below APIs are in preview. Next, I'm going to show in PowerShell how can we retrieve the Microsoft Team details by using Graph API endpoint directly. So I have already built the script. Let me run the script. Meanwhile, I will explain the script. So it's asking me to sign in. Since I have used delegated permission, I hope everyone know what is application permission and delegated permission. So when it comes to application permission, it doesn't request users to sign in. With the application context, we can able to use application permission. But when you want to use delegated permission, user need to provide the credential and need to sign in. So I already signed in. So let me show the script. So here I have used connect SharePoint to OpenMP online methods. So for this I need to I have given the what are all the permission that I required in scopes, and I'm getting the access token to use the Graph API endpoint directly. we have to use invoke REST method in PowerShell. And to retrieve the team details, we have to, in Office 365 groups, we have to filter using resource provisioning options equal to team. Then I have to process it for the each and every team. For example, here, if you noticed, I have used advodata.nextlink. In graph, if, for the first pagination, it will return only the 100 results. Suppose if you, in your organization, if you have more than 100 teams, then we have to handle the pagination. So to handle the pagination, I have used to advodata.nextlink. So here I have retrieved the channel count and the owners. In the same way, we can retrieve the members list, SharePoint, team begin SharePoint site. So I'm exporting it to the CSV file. Let me see whether the script has run. Yeah, it's completed. Let me show you the report. See, it lists down the team name, whether my team is private or public, and the respective team ID and channel count. And here I have retrieved only standard channel, not the private channels, but we can able to retrieve private channels as well. And owners count, owners names, and I have segregated by semicolon and when the team has been created. Moving back to my slide. Next, we will see about Microsoft Graph PowerShell SDK. So to use the Microsoft Graph PowerShell SDK, we have to install this module. By using this PowerShell command, you can install or uninstall module. And I would recommend to try out the below commands. For example, if you want to know the command list which are in Microsoft Graph, then you have to filter it based on the $star team or Outlook task. So usually we will register an application manually in Azure AD. Let me with the PowerShell. Let me show you how to register an application without manual intervention. Within a single line of code, we can able to register an app in the Azure AD. We can fully automate it by giving the permissions and all. In the interest of time, I am going to show how to register an app using this PowerShell commandlet. Since I have connected the graph already, it will be executed. So it is done. First, we need to use this commandlets. We need to connect the graph by using connect-graph commandlet. Let me show you. I'm navigating to my portal.azure.com and navigating to the Azure Active Directory. In the app registration, you can able to see what are all the apps has been registered. So this one I have already registered for my reference. So just now we have created this app. But if you want in Graph PowerShell, which allows you to automate it. So if you are interested, you can automate this process. As of now, I have created this app alone. Maybe we can add API permissions through PowerShell. So it is completely automated. You can automate. Suppose if you find any issues, then report to the below link while using since Microsoft Graph PowerShell is very new. So Microsoft would recommend to report if you find any issues. Then, so previously I have showed you how to retrieve the team details report using Graph API endpoints. Now I will show you the same script with the by using the Microsoft Graph PowerShell SDK. So I'm going to run the script. So meanwhile, I will explain the script. So same thing I did. So first I have to connect the graph and I have to list down all the permissions which I am going to perform the operation. So here I have used for retrieving the team groups. I have used get-mg group and I have filtered the same using resource provisioning options contains team, and I am processing all the teams value, and I am getting the owners of the team by using get-mg group owner. Mg is Microsoft Graph. So in the same way, we can able to use get-mg user, and we have to pass the owner ID, and we can expand the property and get the team owner display name over here. So in this script only, I have retrieved the team owners and channels by using get-mg team channel. The same thing I have written it in a CSV output. Let me check whether the script has been available in MySQL. So team name. So I have retrieved only few columns over here. We can able to retrieve members as well. I will show the quick demo of quick video of how to get the user. First, we need to connect the graph to retrieve all the users in your organization. You have to use get-user method. So I'm selecting the ID, display name, and user principal name of the users, which will display all the users in your tenant. Next, how can we invite the guest users using PowerShell SDK? So with the new invitation commandlet, we can able to invite the user, and the user will receive an Outlook email in the invite. So the user needs to accept that invitation. So the invitation has been sent to the particular user. Once the user has been accepted the invitation, that user will be automatically added in our tenant. By using get user commandlet, we can find whether that user is added in our tenant or not. That user has been added. If you want to remove that user, you can use remove user commandlet. Next, I will show you how can we use Microsoft Graph API in Postman. So here I have already told I have registered an app already. So to register an app, we have to, I have already registered what are all the permissions I required in the app. I have selected the Microsoft Graph permission, and I have used application as well as delegated. So previously in Graph Explorer, we have seen how to use delegated permissions. Now I'm going to show how can we use application permission by using OAuth token. If you click on overview of the app, here you can able to find the client ID of your app and tenant ID, which is required to generate an OAuth token. And the one more key is important, which is secret key. To generate a secret key, you have to click on certificates and secret. And if you click on new client secret, you can able to add the key, and you can give the expiration. Once you generate the secret key, you have to copy it immediately. Once it is done, you cannot copy it after that. So I have already copied my secret key. So I will show the Postman tool. So this is the, I'm going to generate the access token. For to generate the access token for your application, you have to provide the client ID. You have to provide the tenant ID over here, and OAuth 2 version 2 token, and you have to fill the body parameters. Here I have used my client ID and secret ID. So I'm going to generate my access token to experiment any APIs. So I'm going to next, I will show you how to, for example, how to retrieve the user ID of the particular user. So I have generated the access token. So that access token needs to be passed in header. So I'm passing the content type and the authorization, and I have stored the access token in the variable, global variable. So I'm going to retrieve the user ID of Sudha. So this is the unique ID of the user. So I want to add this user in Office 365 group. So let's see how to create a Office 365 group using application permission. So this is the API. We should, when you want to create it, we should use post method. And I'm using the version 1.0 groups API. Here we need to fill the group details, display name, description, visibility, whether my group wants to be private or public, whether it should be mail enabled or security enabled. So here I have used some properties, members and owners. So I'm directly going to add the Sudha as member and owner of the Office 365 group. So my group will be created with this display name MS Graph session. Here I have passed the content type and authorization. Yes, so status is 201 created. Group has been created in AD. Let me show you. Let me refresh it. See, if you see, MS Graph session group has been created. Next, we'll see Microsoft Graph Toolkit. It's a collection of framework agnostic web components powered by Microsoft Graph with just a few lines of code. We can able to insert elements like agendas, task, Python code, which is saving real development time and which will make the developer works easier. So Graph Toolkit is connected to Microsoft Graph and it works with any framework. We can use in web applications, SharePoint framework, web parts, and team tabs. So with a single line of code, we can easily display the people picker control. This is in MGT Microsoft Graph Toolkit -people picker. So I have listed down few of the components which uses Graph Toolkit. In MS Build, they have introduced the new component called people picker over. Let me show you. So this is a person code and this is a task. Let me show you a quick demo. So this is a person code. If you click on it, you can able to see the person code information, and person code over is a new component which is released as part of build. If you over, then you can able to see the person code information. Kindly post your new ideas in the Microsoft graph.uservoice.com, and Microsoft will look for their ideas and feedback from us. Thanks everyone for joining my session.